I want to answer the question, where does the tithe go? Well, according to Paul in 1 Corinthians 9, the tithe goes to those who are preaching the gospel. Listen to what Paul says in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 11. If we have sown spiritual seed among you, is it too much if we reap a material harvest from you? If others have this right of support from you, shouldn't we have it all the more? Notice he calls it a right of the minister to have this support. And he says, we did not use this right. On the contrary, we did not put anything up rather than hindering the gospel of God. Don't you know that those who serve in the temple get their food from the temple? Who are those? Those are the Levites. And what food are they getting? The tithes of the people. And that those who serve at the altar share in what is served at the altar. Again, the Levite priest. But watch the next verse, verse 14. In the same way, the Lord has commanded that those who preach the gospel should receive their living from the gospel. Notice the Apostle Paul says, in the same way, not a different way, but the same way. So you see what the Apostle Paul, who was a Jew, who was used to giving his tithe to the Levite priest, he's saying now under the new and better covenant, God has changed where the tithe goes to. It no longer goes to the Levite priest, but it goes to those who preach the gospel. It's unmistakable. Verse 14, in the same way. What way? In the same way that the priests receive their living from the tithes of the people, in the same way the Lord has commanded. He didn't suggest, he's commanded that this is the way. So God intended all along that eventually the tithe would go to those who are preaching the gospel. Now that shouldn't surprise us because Paul calls ministers priests. Yes, in Romans chapter 15, verse 16, he says he's a minister with the priestly duty of proclaiming the gospel of God. So even though all of us as Christians, we're all priests, there's a specific right of the ministers that are serving as priests to receive the tithes of the people. So ministers are called priests of the Lord. We see that in Isaiah 61, verse 6. It says they will be called priests of the Lord, they will be named ministers of our God. So those who are ministers, that is, they serve full-time in the ministry, they are called priests of the Lord. So I bring this up because priests have a right of the tithe of the people. So all of you who've been saying, I don't believe in tithing, it's not in the New Testament. Well, right here in 1 Corinthians 9, it's clearly in the New Testament. And not only is it in the New Testament, Paul actually tells us where the tithe goes to. It goes to those who are preaching the gospel. If you've been blessed by my TikTok and you want to support us, you see right now our website, tbm.org. You can go to it. You can read hundreds of articles, hundreds of Bible answers, and you can find out how you can give and support our ministry. God bless you.